dramatic championship win, dramatic games leading up to the championship. How would you kind of sum up, get into this 12U championship first off, and then being able to win it here in Orlando?
Well, I think, one of the key pillars of how we play and how I go about coaching the game, and that is that we don't look to win the game at any cost. I like to see my team develop, learn their positions, and then we go out and try to win, because I think winning is a byproduct of the effort and energy you put into not only practice, but game days as well. And I tell you, I've watched these young men go from barely being able to get in the huddle doing things right to just finding the right landmarks, and then having just an unbelievable young quarterback who places it right where it's supposed to be. No matter where you are, he gets it there. So the day was challenging, but it's what you need. You need to see that winning a championship isn't easy. You're gonna have to go to the end. You're gonna be hurting and limping and cramping, but you got to stay after it if you want it. And I saw that today, and I was very happy about it. But more importantly, I love this game. I'm deteriorating from this game mentally and physically, but all my trainers and philosophers and psychologists and all the people who take care of me during the week has encouraged me to come out. I got my little chair here, which keeps me, in a good position. But I love this game, and just for a few moments in life, I can be away from pain, frustration, and all the other things of the game.
You played football, obviously, at the highest level. How did you kind of get into coaching, though?
I never planned to. I knew coaching was a very tough position to be in. I was with a friend that went out to a practice, and all of a sudden we were supposed to be out there giving a speech about teamwork and sportsmanship, and this guy only had hardly nobody on his coaching staff. So next thing I know, my friend walked over to me and put a whistle around my neck and said, "And here's one of your new coaches." And I'm looking at him, "Man, what are you talking about?" And and then you turn around, you see all those eyes looking back at you, and you just can't walk away and say no. But after getting into it, I can see why those coaches love it. Whether they play on a team for 3 years or 30 years, it's just something that you really, really enjoy. And like for me, it's the things I can remember the most is, some of those X's and O's. And most of the kids' name I can't even remember. I'm saying, "Hey, you," most of the time, and asking the coach to get that kid in order. But I'm trying, and every day is a challenge, and we just gonna keep going with it.
The game of football has changed so much. How vital do you think getting out there at this young age is in a 7-on-7 to improve their passing and just overall football skills?
I think that anytime you can get them in a scenario where they're not padded down, and now they're not afraid of what might happen if they touch the ball, they're going to learn a whole lot more about running that right position, making it to that landmark, or as in quarterback position, no rush. I can just stand back here and throw it freely. It's going to make you better, at least have a better understanding of where the ball should go in a lot of tight situations. You get to see all the defensive coverages. You get to run the routes and learn the depth that you have to run them at, and just understand the overall, aspect of the passing game without the fear of, big 98 coming off the edge, knocking your helmet off. So.
Last question for you. You went from 10U, you're with 12U this year. You've kept most of that group intact. Just what does this group mean to you?
Oh, man, they're everything. I was just telling those guys that just momentarily. I think I have 4 or 5 back from when I coached last year. But without them, I wouldn't be able to formulate and put the things together, because they understand so much of it that they can actually tell, the other kids where to be. I mean, you talk about Jeremiah, Tay, Boogie, and then there's a lot of new ones coming that I've just met, like Nalik and this crazy boy and his brother. I ain't even gonna mention his name, I'm gonna make him mad. But Eli, coming along as a player, and it's just fun to watch them grow and develop, man. And then, like next year it'll be 14, a lot faster, a lot stronger. Same game though. So that's why you gotta learn, take those skill sets, ball them up, put them together, and be ready for the next level.
Anything else you want to say?
No, just that I just wish that you know, that we all can remember that these young people are not young pros, but they're just young athletes aspiring to be pros. And a lot of them have a lot of potential. And I know as parents you think that they're the best in the world at their position, right? But my thing is that potential to me is that French word that means you ain't done shit yet. And I apologize, audience, but that's exactly what it means. That means you can get there, but you haven't done it yet. And here's the place where you make the mistake, where you learn how to read the defense, what the pre-snap and post-snap read is, okay? And how do you get audibles onto the field to your players that, you know, because you're in a bad play. I mean, all those little nuances to play quarterback, you learn how to play. You learn how to do that at wide receiver. You understand, you know, when you're in a tough situation at defensive back, now, you know, the game's on the line, they're on the 3-yard line, what that feels like and what you got to put into it to get there. So this is a training ground. That's all there is. Give them a chance. And, you know, certainly you'd love to win. Everybody's here to win, but guess what? Continue to work and develop.